This is the 31st video of the wargaming of the Battle of the Bulge, otherwise known as Hitler's 1944 Ardennes Offensive. I am playing the U.S. The game's artificial intelligence is playing the Germans. It is December 19th, 1944, 8 a.m. Turn 29 out of 162. And it is normal conditions, and it is the Allied movement phase. So now I always have to determine what I moved and what I haven't. These guys moved. Okay. Those guys moved. These guys are deploying. Range of 9. 75s. 75 millimeters, I can imagine how effective they are, considering the 155s aren't very effective and the 105s are worthless. Okay, they're patrolling. This is so stupid. I've got to put all of these battalions on patrol. So the troops traveling in travel mode don't get disrupted. And half the army is going to be on patrol. It's a dumbass rule. Those, as I said before, those German disruptor units, and there are 11 of them, which is way, way too many. If they had 2 or 3 that were effective, that would have been it. And they just obviously took the table of organization and assumed every one of those were effective. And their effectiveness is extremely limited, basically to changing street signs and redirecting traffic. And what's going to happen? Your unit isn't going to get disrupted. It's going to get misdirected, which means that's going to consume movement points. But it's not going to disrupt it. It's not like you're blowing part of it up or mowing them down with machine guns. You know, and then your ability to get caught is very high. So you're going to have one disruption and you're going to beat it. And it's not even a disruption. It should just cost you movement points. But it is really a stupid rule. And it probably doubles the German power. That's how moronic it is. Because look, I'm having to string out the 106th in putting them in patrol, a whole goddamn division, so the paratroopers can move here and they won't get disrupted every hex. The dumbest thing. An extremely dumb rule. And you can't turn it off. I have tried. It should be here where you should be able to turn it off on settings. Where's your optional rules? Why it isn't here, I don't know. But it really wrecks the game. Delayed disruption reporting. Extended patrolling. See, that's dumbasses that did this game. I guess they just don't beta test these games anymore. I mean, a lot of these things are obvious, but they just develop it and throw it out there. There's nothing in settings. Uh, Deception units. What does this mean? Available. Okay, this is for the Germans. Available, deployed. Oh, so it puts you at the beginning of the manual. That was friggin' worthless. No one probably ever checked this. A real dummy wrote the rules. Toggle patrolling. Where does that get you? That was stupid. Well, I guess nothing can be done. But it is a really stupid rule which really screws up the game. Way, way too powerful. It was like War Plan. They had a partisan rule, which, to their credit, you could shut off, which I did. And in China, the partisans would put the entire Japanese army routinely out of supply. Now let's see, looking at the history of that war, did that ever happen? No. Did they ever put Japanese out of supply? No. They did make it inconvenient and limited supply, but they never, ever had any effects like that. But in the game, you could basically put the whole Japanese army out of supply turn after turn. It was the stupidest. Yeah, this could probably be nothing here, but I'm desperate, so I'm checking. Disrupted or broken units. High fatigue. Detached. Okay. Looks like we're going to have to give up. All right. Just have to live with the dumbass rule. And it's going to mean that the American army is probably going to be smaller than the German army, because when you put all these units out on patrol, you don't have use of them. Okay, these are all moved. And of course you can't be disrupted. And even though these units have been right next to this headquarters for God knows how long, they haven't come out of disruption or broken status. So the friggin' rule about recovery units is worthless, because they don't recover even though they're right next to the division headquarters. And that's true for the whole game. They just don't recover. So that part of the game doesn't work either. Alright, so let's check on the airborne here. So this guy was disrupted. This guy is deploying, so see, he can go on patrol, which is such a stupid ass move. And this guy here, perfectly good battalion, I'm going to have to put him on patrol. What a friggin' waste. We'll deploy him there. Yeah, this is so dumb. So totally stupid. Okay, that's all I can do with the 101st. Oh. What's he doing here? Where the hell does the road go here? Primary goes down there. Nope, can't move there. Alright, so what do we got here? This all airborne? No, this is 7th Armor. This is 7th Corps. Paratroopers. Why does it show these paratroopers with 8th Corps? Don't they have their own paratroop division and they have a paratroop corps? Christ. The color coding on these units really stinks too. They should have a corps designation, a stripe for the corps. Now this is 8th Corps. Although they're paratroopers, they're 8th Corps. What friggin' sense does that make? There's a lot of problems with this game. I have a lot of problems with it. Which are... I gotta take off my sweater. I'm getting so worked up here. I'm getting overheated. But, you know, all of this stuff should be caught on beta testing. Which tells me they don't beta test these games at all. Some dope thinks it up and they just release it. And then they start doing patches. And then they give up on that because there's no money in doing a patch. Once you sold the game, it's like, why do you want to go back and do patches? Which they should have done before they released the game. It's like Microsoft operating systems. They aren't debugged at all. In fact, they have like 10,000 patches. I know on System 7, I shut off the patches, and they build up because they're shut off. So they build up to about like 650 patches, most of which should have been, they're debugs, they should have been done before that software was released. So all these companies are pretty much the same. They release this buggy software either because they have nincompoops testing the game, or they don't want to do the fixes, or they don't test it at all. Just release it. All right, so let me do some movement down here, and then I'll have to go up, and when I get these units out of the way, I'll have to take care of this. Okay, we got a disrupted tank battalion there. Fortunately, this can go up there. See, these units, because you can't slip from zone to zone, they block these units from getting this unit from getting surrounded, and that's not right. That is not right. See, they can't go in there. Okay, these guys are deployed. Ooh, 3 tank battalions deployed. Low on ammo and fuel. Some of these guys, they don't even fight. Christ. Disrupted. Well, he's the perfect guy to go down here and block these guys from coming up. These guys are good. They're not disrupted, at least. Well, we'll throw in some armor here, if I can. Some more. We'll beat this guy shitless. I think I'll push him down here. All right, let's get these idiot engineers out of the way. It's the most useless unit on this battlefield. All they do is stink up the place. Disrupted unit. Get him out of there. Two priests, huh? Well, let's deploy them. Well, they are deployed. Okay, they can keep shooting then. This guy's disrupted. We'll put him in travel mode. Who's he with? 28th Infantry. There's the 8th Corps. Fourth Infantry. Should be on top. 9th Armor, or is it 28th? Here it is. Let's put him on the bottom. It should have the number here. You shouldn't have to keep looking on the side. So that's where he has to go. Yeah. What's the best way up there? There's no good way up there. Christ, it can only move 2 hexes. Okay, we've got a flak battery. What's its range? 1 hex. Well, let's move them down with this disrupted armor. In case these flak batteries want to come up and try to work around my flank, I'll put them out here. Alright, let's get this stupid engineer out of here. Put him in travel mode. Won't cross the damn stream. This guy's disrupted. Okay, here's some fresh meat. One of them's in travel mode. See how far he'll go. That far. This guy will move up as reinforcement in case someone gets disrupted. Okay, so we've got this pretty much cleaned up. Okay, I don't know whether this guy looks like he might have been recovered. Or he just came, he probably just came in here. So, we'll put him in travel mode. We'll bring him down here. He moves pretty good. Okay, these guys are fresh meat coming down. This is the 7th armor. So is this. We'll put that headquarters there and we'll deploy them. Now we finished with down here. Now up here, what do we got? You know, these guys are in great shape. So let's start moving down here. Recon. I always like those guys. They can move a long ways. Whoa! Okay, that's where you're feeding in units. Well, that's going to stop pretty soon. Okay, we're going to take them out of travel mode. We're going to take this guy out of travel mode. Whoop. Who's this guy with? 7th Armored. Let's put that 7th Armor headquarters on top. We'll bring this guy 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shit. should move. I shouldn't have deployed this guy. I should move division headquarters. Truck him up. I can't get across the bastard. That was a mistake to deploy him. In fact, 28th is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's probably okay. But everybody's 10. This guy's way too far back. Oh, shit. So we've got to move everybody up. Put them all in travel mode. Eighth Corps, 25 is good. All right. What's a stream do for you? See if I can find the defensive value of a stream. All right, I must have missed it. Why isn't it here? Dumbass. That's where it should have been. Air limitation, artillery, combat losses, terrain elevations, movement costs. God damn it. This is what leads me to curse all the time. Should be right in here. Dumbass. And of course there's no search here on the in the manual. Dumbasses were too stupid to put that in. Guess they thought nobody'd ever need to search for anything. Stupid shits. You get a lot of dumbass development with these games, I swear. Looking for disrupted, but of course you can't find that either here. Whoever writes these rules, the documentation of them is incompetent. Nobody looks up a rule like this in this kind of antiquated format. I used to write operational procedures for banks. And this, I'll tell you, is stupid. You would get fired if you did something like this for a real job. Okay, I'm going to look for about 2 more seconds and I'm going to give up here. I want to find the defensive value of a stream. Now see, they should have a search here. You search stream and it tells you what the significance of a stream is. Here, you can't find shit. I give up. Fuck. Just gonna throw these guys in there. Oh, look at this. Love those recon units. Okay. Let's put this guy in travel mode. Gonna set him up, like right in here. Unavailable. Now what the F does that mean? 8th Corps. Unavailable for everything? Oh, he's already placed. Alright. Another friggin' headquarters. Christ, all we have is fucking headquarters in this game. More headquarters than units. 7th. Okay, he has to move. I don't know why I'm moving these headquarters. They're friggin' worthless. Friggin' worthless, and that's the truth. I made a mistake in putting that stupid headquarters there. Alright, let's dump this artillery unit there. We'll deploy it. This guy is still disrupted. He's been disrupted for the whole game, even though he's right next to the headquarters. Damn dummy game. This guy moves 1 hex. Jeez. These guys have moved, it looks like. Why did these guys move off the road? 1st Infantry Division. I don't even know where that is. can I find out where the... So I should be able to find out where the units of that division are. This game would have been beta tested. Someone would have noticed that. Show organization. Need that, stupid morons. Yeah, there's nothing to tell you. I don't even know where the F those guys are. It is the first report to the 5th Corps. Jesus Christ. It's way up there. Well, let's get them going then. At least he moves quite a ways. Why these guys are off the road, I'll never know. What the hell are they doing here? This guy's off the road too. Shit. 1st Division Artillery. Well, I guess he should go up with the headquarters. Oh, we're taking this idiot off the road. Oh, he's moved already? Shit. I don't know why these guys were off the road. Oh, man. Well, at least we'll tighten these guys up. I guess that's worth something. This would be a really good game if it wasn't for some really stupid rules in this game, which are not historical. This is another thing. And most of these game designers do this. They're too stupid to think up a realistic game. So they put fudge factors in there. Kind of like Einstein did with quantum mechanics. He just put a number in there to make the formula come out right. And that number was completely made up. And it broke down after a while because they figured out that number didn't make any sense, and then he had to admit he didn't understand quantum mechanics, which he should have done in the first place instead of putting that stupid number in. He knew what he was doing. But this is the same thing in these war games. They'll put these rules in there to make the game come out, like in SPI's War in the Pacific. I was wondering why the Americans were so weak in that game. And I went over all the production because I got historical production for the Americans out of the Pacific War Encyclopedia. And lo and behold, they made American production about a third of what it should be. And why'd they do that? Well, they wanted game balance, even though it was ridiculous because there was no balance between Japan and the U.S. And if you're a real war gamer, you want to play with the way things were historically, not have some pumped up country for no reason at all. But that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to give the Japanese a chance to win. And I kind of understand the logic, because when you're playing a war game, you don't want to play a side that's going to lose for sure. I mean, most people would just quit or they won't even bother. So in order for them to sell the game, they had to make it where, oh, the Japanese actually had a chance and people wanted to play. But it was a phony game. You might as well you might as well call it fantasy war games. Because no serious war gamer wants to play a fantasy game like that. You want to play as realistic as possible and then see what you could do. Now, I never minded playing a losing player because I'd always like to see what I can do. It's kind of like the U.S. here. You're playing a losing player. And they made them so weak in the beginning. I mean, yeah, the units are tired and everything, but they're not demorale. These were veterans, and yeah, they needed a rest, but, they're still B and C morale, although they're tired. That doesn't necessarily lower their morale, it lowers their effectiveness, which is a different thing. So in this game, it made them out to be like Italians, totally incompetent. And so that was their fudge factor to make the Germans more powerful. And then they put this fudge factor, this German disruptors in there to cut down on the strength of the Americans. It's like they're just putting these rules in there to modify historical reality. And I have no respect for any game designer that does that. I mean, design monkey fighting games for fantasy games. Don't try to work with a historical game and then pass it off as some sort of historical game. What's the last game I played? Oh yeah, Warplan Pacific. That's another monkey game. They made it almost impossible for the Americans to invade a Japanese island. Why? Well, they wanted the Japanese to hold on a lot longer, which they will. They'll hold on for the whole game, actually. And then they made the Japanese Navy a lot stronger than they were, because when you get into combat, you have two carrier forces. What do you think the targets are going to be? Aircraft carriers. Well, in the game, the Japanese can bring them a bunch of torpedo boats along with them, and the Americans will actually attack the torpedo boats instead of the carriers, thinking the American pilots, I guess when they see them, say, oh, Jesus, look, there's those Japanese carriers, and there's those torpedo boats. Well, we better attack those torpedo boats because they are the more lethal weapon of the Japanese. So that's what they do. So when you get the casualties back from carrier battle, you'll see that the Americans destroyed like one Japanese carrier and 3 torpedo boats, whereas the Japanese will destroy all the carriers. It's like, Jesus Christ, that's the way their algorithm is set up. So I explained that to the game designer, Sousa, and he's as dense as a rock. He's like, he never replied to it. He replied to something else. I says, well, why don't you fix this? And I told him how to fix it. I mean, the dummy just could have followed my instructions, but nope, he didn't understand because he's a one-man show and he only had one idea in mind, his own, and he can't bother with anybody else's ideas. Let me look down here. So this is what you get. Oh, these guys are starting to gang up there. Oh, this guy's had it. 2 broken units. Well, we might have to fall back with these guys. Low on fuel. In this game, you just sit there and you become low on fuel. I don't know how that works. got this guy here. Disrupted. Well, too bad. He's called in the service. Even if he's next to his division and corps headquarters, he's still not going to get undisrupted. So he'll just have to fight disrupted. Tough shit. Look at this guy. Now this other guy snuck across, so we're going to have to try to beat on him. We'll take this guy. We'll go over here. We'll beat on his ass. Alright, now have I moved everybody? This is a really frustrating game to play. This should be a lot of fun, but, you know, with all of this stupid stuff in there, it makes it very hard to play. Now these guys I'm going to take off the road. They're fucking worthless. I don't even want them anywhere near the troops. So where am I going here? Oh, we're going to Meantown, I think. It's our favorite place. Probably speaking of all the women there. They're all mean looking. These are some really gigantic guns. I don't know what they're traveling with the airborne for. This one's kind of slow. Okay, anybody else in the backfield here? About these guys. That's 7th Corps. They've all moved. Oh, and these guys. Yeah, they've all moved too. You know, of course, these guys, by the time they reach these guys, they're all going to be disrupted. Christ, what a stupid game. Alright, do we get anybody new? Almost doesn't matter if they get anybody new. By the time they get to their battle stations, they're all disrupted. Alright, I'm getting sick of this. Let's go on to the next turn. Axis defensive fire. One vehicle. No effect. No effect. 11. Fatigue. One vehicle and he's disordered. Jesus Christ. 6. 55. I can see those airborne are really going to be useful. 1. They try to deploy their slaughtered 3. 2 vehicles. These guys are broken and they're still destroying vehicles. How does that work? 1 vehicle, unit destroyed. 5 men. Malmedy's just about gone. 4 vehicles. 10. Fatigue. 3. 3. 16. 1. 12. 8. 3. No effect. Fatigue. Kicked them back a hex. 10. 2. 3. Fatigue. 6 men in disorder. Jesus. 9. 1. 3. 21. These guys are starting to collapse. Boy, they did good work though. 3. Killed a lot of Germans, 6, but they've had it now. 2, 1, 7, 5, fatigue, 7, 8, 7. Fatigue and disordered. 1 vehicle. 1 vehicle. 12. 19. Jesus. So armor division up there, 25. That's good in a way. It diverted them from Malmedy, 11. But those guys are taking it. 3. 1 gun. Oh, we got a gun. Well, like it matters with the American artillery. 8. 5. 6. 4. 1 gun. Okay, I guess his artillery is zoning in on him. Oh, Allied offensive fire. Oh, now we get to see the amazing American Air Force in action. Now, do the Americans volunteer for the fighter aircraft or bombers? Nah, they volunteer for recon. That's why the American Air Force in this game is friggin' worthless. Oh, they're getting beat up here. Jesus, he hasn't got any armor against Elsenborn. Malmedy. Well, let's see if we can do anything against this armor. Probably not. Watch. They'll get intercepted. Luftwaffe always intercepts the Americans. Okay, we'll take on this armor. No effect. Fatigue. No effect. 1 plane. No effect. Fatigue. No effect. 1 vehicle. Entire American Air Force got 1 vehicle. And in return, they shot down a squadron of planes. Jesus. I'll watch, I'm out of aircraft. We'll do the same thing here. We'll go after the same guys. No effect. Fatigue. No effect. Fatigue. So that's each American air attack. No effect. Fatigue. 1 vehicle. So like 8 squadrons attacked and got 1 vehicle. Yeah, it's really powerful stuff. Now we're probably out. Yep, we're out of aircraft. So that friggin' the American Air Force isn't worth shit. Just like their artillery. Now we'll come up with their artillery and we'll see what they can do. All right, here's some targets. Yeah, the American. This guy's been giving me some trouble. No effect, of course, no effect. These are disrupted, so I'd rather fire at somebody else. These are disrupted. Shit. These are disrupted. I guess I might as well shoot at him. One vehicle. Well, we got something out of it. One vehicle. Oh, shoot at this guy. No effect. Fatigue. Fatigue. No effect. Fatigue. Fatigue, come on. Fatigue. Great, so I have to shoot at these bozos. Oh, one vehicle, and we destroyed that armored or motorized artillery. That was good. We'll keep shooting at this bastard. Fatigue. Yeah, he's gone. Now let's get rid of the Panzer Grenadier. 3. Shoot at him some more. Fatigue. No effect. We've got a lot of guns down here, that's for sure. I wish they were worth something. 2 men. 2. No, I'm not going to shoot at him anymore. I'll shoot at this guy. Fatigue. Shoot at this guy again. 1 vehicle, okay. No effect. Oh, he's disrupted. Shoot at him again. Fatigue. I don't know how these guys get so many casualties when they're disrupted. They get more casualties than I get when my troops are in good order. I don't get that. All right. Field artillery, they aren't going to get anything. But this infantry's getting kind of close. 7 men. Two men. 10. 5. Okay. Keep shooting at them. 5. All disrupted except for an engineer. What? Is that the same stack? Yeah. The only thing that's not disrupted in each of these is the engineer. I might as well try to break this unit. 3. Oh, 5 men and I broke them. Oh, that's good. What else is in there? Now they're all broken, except for that stupid engineer. Let's try this guy. Oh, he's got armor, artillery. Shoot on him now. Motorized artillery, fatigue. 1 vehicle, good. 1 vehicle, good. 1 vehicle. Oh, we're starting to hit on that guy. 1 vehicle and he's disordered. Yay! All right. American artillery finally did something. Oh. No. Let's pick on him. 1 man. Oh, this dirty bastard. Yeah. Got infantry down there. We'll shoot at 15. We usually get good results on infantry. All right. Let's try to take out that. We'll break this flak battery. Oh. Oh shit, this guy is brand new. Let's take out his motorized artillery. One vehicle. Well, I'm bought out of... Oh, I got this famous rocket artillery, which is friggin' worthless. I'll take out this motorized artillery. See, no effect. I guess they put... Dumb Americans put the rockets in backwards. They don't take out anything, and they don't know why that's happening. Oh, why are we not destroying something? Okay, we'll try taking out the artillery. One vehicle. One vehicle and disordered. Boy, that didn't take much. It's like I said, these guys, they're fighting fools. It's too bad they're getting massacred, broken. Another guy broke in here. Well, we'll take it out on him. 9. Alright, all these guys can fire. Let them have it. Whoa, 63 and disordered. Now see, those are German casualties. That's what the Germans do. First, one of the... It might have happened before, but it's really infrequent with the Americans that they can get those kind of casualties. But these guys, like I said, they can fight. The rest of the American army isn't worth shit, but these guys are. Okay, so let's blast that guy. 30. See, look at how good they do. 1. Well, try this guy down here. 1 unit. 31. We've got a disorder. The last unit down there. 7. Well, we did good though. 21. Very good. Oh, these guys are on their last legs. Broken, broken. Everybody's broken. They're deploying. They're disrupted, but can still fire, so we'll fire at this infantry up here. 5. And these guys will fire down here at this armor. Fatigue. Huh. 6. Deploying, cannot fire. Donabaston. This guy's disrupted. That's pretty good. Has moved, has fired. Fatigue. 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 Jesus, is that all we can get? Oh, this guy's broken already. Cannot fire. So I'm deploying. Alright, now speed up on him. Both units are disrupted. Fatigue. This guy keep trying to kill. Just doesn't happen. Let's go after these panzer units and try to break them. 5 vehicles. Jesus, that's a first. Two vehicles. We're doing good here. Three vehicles. Most unusual for Americans. One vehicle. Oh, worked that guy over pretty good. Oh, who's disrupted here? All these guys are disrupted, so we're going to focus our fire on the Panzer Grenadier. Try to break them. 23. 39. Jesus. Really dinging them. 3. Couldn't break them though. Let's try down here. These guys are broken. I don't think they should even be able to fire. 12. 41. Holy moly. 8. Fire these two on him. 4. No effect. Alright, that looks like it. Shit, we got an hour and 6 minutes. Okay, that's it. We're going to save it and we'll continue on next time.